Domain parking. What is it? Well, domain parking is when someone purchases a web domain, something.com or .net or whatever, and then just parks it, doesn't put any content there on the website. They purchase a domain and don't use it. Now, why would somebody do that? Why would you spend the $10 or $20 a year to purchase a domain and not put anything there? Well, one thing, you may purchase a domain in anticipation of using it in the future. Say, look, I'm about ready to launch a product under this brand name. I better purchase that brand name domain so that nobody else uses it, and I'll just hold on to it, and when we launch the product later this year, then we'll launch the website. Okay, that's legitimate. You may legitimately say, look, I'm going to launch a website. Here's the domain. I'm just not ready to put the content up there. I've got delayed. I got too busy. I'm going to get around to it, and that's okay too. But there are other people who are professional domain parkers. And these are folks, some of you may be reading this book, and if so, I apologize. I don't like you that much. These are people who purchase dozens, hundreds, even thousands of web domains with no intention at all of putting any content up there. They're just purchasing the domains in order to make some money from the domains. And in a lot of cases, these are domains that have URLs that are very close to existing domains. So instead of purchasing news.com, they might purchase newz.com in the hopes that somebody would mistype the URL or misspell the URL or just not know the correct URL and type it in accidentally, and then they'll go to their website, to the park domain. Now, what are they going to go to? If there's no content there, there's nothing for them to go to. And this is where we have Google's AdSense for Domains program, which will put content on a park domain. Now, this content isn't what you and I would consider real content. It's not articles and blog posts and pictures and great, unique, valuable content. It isn't that at all. It's basically a bunch of links. So these domain parkers essentially create these link farms, these sites that are nothing but links to other sites, as well as ads, because the AdSense for Domain program obviously has ads involved with it. And when people go to this park domain inadvertently, in most cases, they may inadvertently or on purpose click on one of the links there, click on one of the ads there, and that generates some revenue for the owner of the park domain. Now, it may not generate a lot of revenue, which is why these guys operate hundreds and thousands of these park domain sites. So every little bit, these little bits of revenue start to add up. Now, is being a domain parker a legitimate business? Well, you know, some of these folks make some real money, which I suppose makes it a business. Is it a legitimate business? You know, the reason I don't like it is because it isn't adding any content, any real unique value to the internet. It's just siphoning off some clicks that you know, should have gone someplace else. You know, I think if we're going to participate in the internet community, we all need to add value, which we do in terms of the content that we provide. And domain parking doesn't add content. Now, if you're just sitting on a domain until you can use it a little bit later on, that's one thing. But if you're thinking of going into domain parking, I'd ask you to reconsider. I really don't think it's a good way for all of us to contribute to the internet community.